วันนี้ร้อนมาก It's about 39 degrees right now, so if you can see me visibly sweating, that's why. Sawadee khap, tukon. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel where I share my experiences of living in Thailand. In this video I want to share some of the culture shocks that I've experienced, generally just some of the things that have shocked me or surprised me since I've moved here. Okay, so the first culture shock I experienced when I got here was actually on the first day. This was in Bangkok in my hotel. And you may be asking yourself, why am I sat on a toilet? Well, it's not the toilet. We have toilets in the UK. It's this thing here, the bidet. For anybody who doesn't know what this is, it's basically a little hose, and when you finish pooping, you use it to clean your bum. Basically, you don't use tissue paper like in the UK. I think for many places in the world these are quite normal, but in the UK, very, very rare. It took a while to get used to, but now I'm very used to it, and to be honest, I can't imagine living without it anymore just after 2 months. To start with, I thought it felt less hygienic, but now I realise that it's not only is it easier, it definitely feels a lot cleaner. Also at the start I found that something that I found hard to get used to was the temperature, because when it's cooler outside, the water's quite cool on this, so in the morning for example, and you're spraying this on your bum, it can definitely wake you up. I've started to get used to that now, and to be honest, during this heat that we're having at the moment, this water is normally quite warm, so it's quite a nice temperature, so now that's not a problem. They still do have, most toilets, they have toilet paper, but this is just for drying and not cleaning. Also, something I had to learn, which I kept doing at the start, which I didn't know, is you can't put toilet paper in the toilet. So you can't flush toilet paper. This is because the drainage systems are just not built for toilet paper, so it can easily cause blockages. So yeah, if you're scared about using a bidet, don't be. Highly recommend. So the next big culture shock was the driving, and yes, I expected this. I have been to Bali before, so I was expecting some chaotic, dangerous driving, and that's exactly what you get here in Thailand. But there is a caveat to this, because although the driving is more chaotic and dangerous, I find that people are often a bit more aware of other drivers, because people are expecting people to be dangerous. They have to be more aware to avoid crashing. And not only that, I also find that because everybody does dangerous things, people don't really get angry, or it's less common for people to get angry. In the UK, I feel like road rage is the norm. Like, you get in your car and you get angry on the way to work. At least I used to get angry. Within a few minutes of driving, I was angry with somebody because they did something stupid. But here, I think people stay more calm when they're driving. And I found this as well. Now, when someone does something dangerous, I'm like, oh, you know, it's normal. Like, because it's normal to do, or maybe not even dangerous, just not very courteous driving. Like, I often find that I don't get angry now, which is great for me, because it's much less stressful driving, which strangely enough actually makes it much less stressful to drive here than it does in the UK, even though there's more order in UK driving. The next thing is drink driving, and this is not a good one. I live in a student town, so I've been to the bar here, for example, and I've been to the bar in the city near me where all the students go to drink. And because scooters are so prevalent here, it's very normal for people to go out drinking. They go on their scooter, they go to the bar, they get, drunk. And this is not UK drunk, because obviously UK drunk is different to most other places in the world. But drunk here is, tipsy in the UK. But still, people drive home on the scooters. I remember leaving the bar at maybe 1 a.m. and I see everyone just jumping on their scooters with 2-3 people, which really, that really shocked me, because in the UK, drink driving is very frowned upon, and you just don't see drink driving that often. The next thing about driving is just the scooters. I mean, even in some European countries, you get a lot of scooters, but in the UK, They're very uncommon, and obviously it's because of the weather. Obviously people don't want to be in the elements in the UK, so that's why it's very uncommon. So here it's scooters everywhere. I mean, I'd say it's the most common way to travel here is by scooter. You will also often see like full families on scooters without helmets, which, you know, is quite a strange thing to see when you first arrive here. Funny to me now because these things are starting to become normal because I've been here for over 2 months now. All these things are starting to become very normal to me. Also with the scooters is the no helmets. So, you know, if in the UK, if you do see someone on a motorbike or a scooter, they're going to be wearing a helmet because you'll be stopped by the police instantly. But here I'd say it's more common not to wear a helmet. Okay, the next thing is drinking beer. Drinking beer here is definitely part of the culture, and not only just drinking beer with ice, which may sound strange to a lot of people, but now it's so normal to me that I can't imagine drinking beer without ice. I didn't really drink much beer back in the UK. I normally drank maybe like cider was my normal drink of choice. But to be honest, here, especially in a small town, there really isn't much choice in terms of alcohol. It's normally beer is my only choice. So I've had to start to enjoy it, which now I do find it quite refreshing with ice. The next culture shock has been the language barrier. I knew this was going to be a problem before I came here, and I knew that it would be difficult, but I did think it would be easier. I do often find, especially being vegan, the nuances of trying to ask for specific things or without specific things can be difficult. But saying that, it does put me under more pressure to learn the language, which is definitely a good thing because it's yak mak. Learning Thai is very difficult, and I think without that absolute need to learn it, it could be very difficult to learn. But also saying that, the Thai people are very, very accommodating and friendly. So if you speak incorrectly or anything like that, it's really not a problem. Thai people are very friendly, very welcoming, so they do make it very easy to practice Thai without feeling pressure that you're going to be laughed at or anything like that. Okay, so the next one was cooking and washing up outside and on the floor. If you watch my previous video, you'll see me cooking on the floor, but I've actually had an upgrade since then. Yes. This is a lot easier than this absolute awful thing. But yeah, here it's very normal. As you can see, if I show you the balconies, you probably won't be able to see, but you can see on almost all the balconies they have cooking equipment on the balcony. But to be honest, most people don't cook at home most days. I'd say most of the time people eat out. But of course, if they get takeaways, they'll still need to wash up. So as you can see, I'm on the balcony here. So it's just normal to cook up and wash up outside. Now it feels really normal here, but I know when I first came, it was a bit of like a surprise to me because there's obviously no kitchens or in most of the apartments in this town anyway. And the last culture shock is I generally just want to talk about the Thai people and how welcoming and friendly they are. I will be honest, everyone isn't friendly. Just like in most countries, not every single person you meet will be the friendliest person smiling. I think it's also different because I'm in a small town. So in more touristy areas like in Bangkok and Phuket, I think you might find that the Thai people are even friendlier because they're used to dealing with tourists all the time. Whereas here, they don't deal with tourists almost ever. You can tell because normally when I walk in somewhere, they're normally very, very surprised. But there's one thing that the Thai people are, it's courteous. They are the most courteous people ever. They really don't want to bother you. Like, you won't see people shouting in restaurants or making a nuisance. It's very, very rare that you'll see something like that. So I would like to thank the Thai people for being very, very welcoming and very, very friendly. So there you have it. There's some of my culture shocks that I've experienced in Thailand. There are a lot more which I haven't mentioned, like, I don't know, flip-flops, for example. Flip-flops being the shoe of choice. So, but there are many other little things and some other big ones which I'll mention in future videos. But that's all for now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and comment if you'd like to see any other style of videos or anything else you'd like to know.
let me know down in the comments below. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.